But here's what got me. The greatest thing that maybe began to turn the corner and move the world out of the dark ages back into light was a man by the name of Erasmus of Rotterdam, who wrote a book on civility in children. He describes the difference between civil people and barbaric people. And he simply said, here's the difference. People who have self-discipline are people who do not have self-discipline. The nation that has people who are civilized, if they practice self-discipline, if they are not practicing and upholding and lifting as a standard to that people of that nation, discipline and decency and morality and good, it's a matter of time before it all comes crashing down. The saddest part of all is this is what the author said. There were no children. There were little people. But children as children disappeared in that kind of culture of darkness. They were just smaller little people that were not separated from the adult community. There was no reading of children's nursery rhymes and books. There was none of that. They grew up in the same society that their parents did. Their parents didn't screen them, didn't protect them, didn't shield their little minds. And the babies they would walk and talk, and they became little people, not little children. They talked like adults because they heard mom and dad cussing and vulgarity and this and that. And the little kids, suddenly that's their response to everything. And they saw their leaders cutting people and fighting people and violent, and they became violent. They were not taught social do's and don'ts. Child at the age of 7 shared the exact same world as their adults. They played the same games. They had the same conversations. They heard the same stories. They worked the same jobs as little children. The same activities. There was no transition from childhood to adulthood. They were exposed to anything and everything. And I just feel like sometimes that's exactly where we are. When an 8-year-old child is told, and people in our leadership say they can figure out what gender they are. You don't understand. That's a conversation. That's for adults. That's for people who have their full maturity in their thinking. Not an 8-year-old. Don't talk and tell my children that they're more. I'm gonna preach it like I want to. I'm tired of trying to walk the road. There's male and there's female. Don't tell them that they need to castrate themselves chemically at the age of 15. What are you doing? What are you teaching? This is insanity. This is insanity. I don't want my children to hear about mommy has 2 daddies or whatever. That's your business. Live and let live. But listen to me, the children, their minds, they should be in a safe place. Well, if you're gonna ever clap, you better start doing it, because people are getting more and more. No, it's time for the church to stand up and say, this will bring the light back. This will bring help back. This will bring hope back. This will bring our young people out of the pandemic, out of the depression, out of the addiction, out of the hopelessness. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications on new posts and live streams. Be sure to share this video with a friend. You never know how you can send the Word of God right when somebody needs to hear it. And you can use your social influence for good, for the glory of God. Thanks again. Share it with a friend. And I really appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.